Shake. We get it from my mama. 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 Yeah. I got melanin. Oh yeah. I got melanin. You mad? We got melanin. Melanin. I got melanin. Oh yeah. I got melanin. You mad? We got melanin. And we got some fat ass too. We can shake it better than you. Attitude on HNIC. Blame it on the HBCU.
What's your definition of cultural appropriation?
Cultural appropriation is partaking in someone else's culture that is not yours and not giving that culture any credit. And sometimes just being involved in the culture that is not your place to be involved in.
Cultural appropriation is taking elements of someone's culture that does not belong to you with no acknowledgement of the history or meaning behind whatever it is that you're taking. So it's done with a level of ignorance and neglect.
I believe the definition of cultural appropriation is when the specific culture of a nation, a people, a conglomerate is used by someone else outside of that culture for purposes outside of the intended meaning of whatever tradition or practice is being appropriated. For example, different music is used in different traditions in different African tribes, but when that music is taken outside of that context, it no longer has that meaning, and that is an example of cultural appropriation.
How has it affected your life?
In my life, I've seen it, I guess, in a number of ways. I'm Black and I'm Puerto Rican, so I went to school with a lot of white people that wanted to be a part of something that they weren't meant to be a part of. So there were a lot of white people trying braids, and a lot of white people trying to lay down their edges, and a lot of the bamboo hoops were really popular my senior year, which was strange because as a kid my mom wore the bamboo hoops because I don't know, I consider that a Black thing, but I also consider it a regional thing because I know a lot of New Yorkers and people from Philly wear them specifically, and my mom had always explained it to me as a rite of passage. When you're old enough, you can get the big bamboo hoops just like your mom. So I don't know, I thought I was gonna get my first pair in college or something, and then a bunch of these white girls started wearing them from H&M or something in high school, and it was just really weird, and it felt wrong. And even though that's it might not carry the same weight as other things that are stolen through cultural appropriation, it felt like I had gone through my life trying to earn something and they hadn't. So that felt pretty not good.
So third grade, I got some cornrows and I went to class, and I went to a predominantly white private school. So I went to class with my cornrows, got teased by all the white kids. I think I was the only Black girl or kid in that class that year. And then got teased. 2 months later, somebody came back from Jamaica and had cornrows, and it was so cute. Oh my gosh, everybody loved it. And yeah, I was like, wait, but that's literally the same style I had. So that was kind of my first moment of, I didn't know what cultural appropriation was, but I knew that situation wasn't right.
What would you do if you were experiencing cultural appropriation?
Personally, I ignore them. That's the type of person I am.
I used to be afraid to call it out, but now I just call it out flat out, no matter who it is. I explained to, because some people don't really understand the concept of cultural appropriation. So sometimes you just have to lay it out to them, whether they take that information and consider what you're saying is on them, and that shows that shows their character.
What is the difference between cultural appreciation and cultural appropriation?
So someone outside of my culture might be able to look at my tradition and, say, hey, how can I help preserve this? And that would be an example of cultural appreciation.
Then there are people who go on the red carpet who do not belong to any culture that wears saris, and they wear a sari because they think it's cute. They don't know what it means, and they just throw one on, often designed by someone white, and that's cultural appropriation because you're just taking something and neglecting the meaning behind it.
Do you think blacks can appropriate other cultures, specifically white cultures?
First off, what is white culture? Because I am a sociology minor, and it is proven that there isn't really a white culture other than stealing. So, but I do think that black people can appropriate culture when it comes to, people love henna and Hindu saris and stuff, and they wear it as a style, but they don't acknowledge the history or the meaning behind getting henna.
I think black people can appropriate other cultures. Beyonce did it in some music video. Rihanna's done it. I'm thinking specifically of East Asian and South Asian cultures, where black people don't belong to a lot of the cultural practices, and we do stuff anyway. Chopsticks, Chun-Li, Nicki Minaj, stuff like that.
How do we eradicate cultural appropriation?
That's a loaded question, because if we haven't by now, it's kind of how will we?
I don't think that cultural appropriation can be eradicated. I think that the largest way to combat it would be through conversations and through gaining a stronger understanding of one another's traditions, where we all come from, so that when people do use elements of other people's cultures, they give credit where credit is due, and they pay the respect that is necessary to the tradition that they are using before just changing it and shifting it to fit whatever narrative that they want it to fit.
In an ideal world, it would require a lot of personal acknowledgement of, one, the culture that you do belong to, and two, a respect for other people's things.
What would America be like if they loved black people like they love black culture?
Man,
Woo. It would look beautiful. It would be exquisite. Oh my God.
Wow.
Like I said, there has to be a hated group.
I don't even know. That would be really hard. That's really hard to imagine. Black people not being the underdog and disrespected culture. I don't know. I can't imagine that.
If it's not black people, then it's another minority group.
Wow, that is a very good question. I believe that America would not be America.
I think if America loved black people like they love black culture, a lot of
I got melanin. Oh yeah, I got melanin.
So I just think everybody just need to pick up a book and read about people's cultures.
Period.